Hello, this is Mike from MFWoodShop. How you guys doing today? Thought I'd do a quick little talky talk video. Not going to be out in the garage today. I'm just going to walk around the house and show you some of my earlier projects. This is one of my first video projects. One of my first. It's an on-air sign. Has a switch somewhere right in here, and it works simply as that. So when I am out in the garage, I just turn on the on-air sign and the wife and the kids don't come out and interrupt the process. Before I started shooting YouTube videos, I did do a lot of work to the house, and this cabinet right behind me was one of my first biggest projects. It was a corner cabinet that I built out of oak, and it turned out quite well. Glass door and a oak panel down there at the bottom, and it turned out pretty well. I was pretty pleased with that, and that was kind of my first jump start into woodworking. And when we moved into this house, this kitchen had these nasty old cabinets in here, and that was kind of my second project. I redid all the cabinetry in here, and of course they can't ever shut the doors on the cabinets. That drives me up the wall. But anyway, I redid all the whole kitchen, put all new cabinets, countertops and everything, and it worked out pretty well. You may remember this. I put the corner hutch in the computer room, which is my living room. It's actually a corner of my living room. And then I also put the dual monitor with the French cleat, with the monitor, mounted the monitor to the wall with the French cleat. You may remember that. But the corner hutch, it is painted up and pretty much finished. Of course, I quickly filled it up with junk. But that's how it goes. You get a flat surface in your house and everybody wants to put something on it. So that's quickly how it goes. Over here, my big ass picture frame right there. And I really like this picture. A client actually gave me the picture, and she had 2 copies of it, and I built her a frame and she gave me the second copy of the picture, and it worked out really well, and it fits well in this little space here. Even though it's a big picture for a small wall, I think with the color of the wall and the picture itself, it kind of works well. Let's see, what else we got? My maid's on vacation, so everything is a mess. There was a quick little corner shelving unit that I made for my wife. It has heart-shaped shelves made out of oak, and then the backer boards are made out of oak. That was a quick and simple little project, and she likes it. And then we turn the light on, which does nothing for the camera. You may remember this one just a few weeks ago, actually. Made a heart-shaped plaque and put the epoxy picture inside. That's the one that I messed up with the wrong epoxy, and I said I was going to redo that when I get my X-carve, and now I got my X-carve, so now I guess I got to redo that. In my bedroom, which is also a mess, you may remember the octagon mirror. That one turned out really well, and I use it a lot more than I thought I would, quite honestly. good looking guy right there. Before I started YouTube, way before I started YouTube, if you can see it, the lighting in here is obviously not to par. The background of this was a chessboard. I built the chessboard and I layered it up and layered it up with polyurethane. And there's probably 7 or 8 coats of polyurethane on that chessboard. My original thought process was I was going to make chess pieces for it, and it just sat in the garage forever, and I never did. So instead, I built this cabinet around that chessboard and inset that cabinet into the wall. And on the shelves itself, back in my early days, I used to paint these little miniatures and get you the size of how small they are. That is right in the palm of my hand. That's how small they are. And I used to paint all the way down to the details of the eyeballs. And I do have a favorite one. Let's see where I can find it. Oh, that one right there. This is probably my favorite one that I've done. You can see there it is. Get a nice close-up of her. But they turned out pretty well, and you know, I didn't play the Dungeons and Dragons games like you would normally do with these miniatures. But I did paint the miniatures just because it was fun. I'd really hate to step in my son's room because I'm sure it's a mess. But also, before I started YouTube, I built all the cabinet shelves for all his junk. And let me tell you, that's a lot of junk up there. Let's see if the lights still work. Oh, they do. So the upper cabinets here is all 3/4 inch oak plywood, and the front rails is just a solid oak that I put on the top or the front to hide the plywood. You may recognize this one from a video. It's for the amiibos. We also made a couple Pinewood Derby cars, and that was actually out of a 2x4. That wasn't a kit that you bought. And those, I think it came in 3rd or 4th with that one, and some of his trophies and stuff like that. Down here on the bottom, you see where hopefully you can see that. It's not showing up very well on the camera. The bottom base actually fell off the wall the way it mounted. You could see the white strip right there. So I got to remount that and set that back in place. But I built all that as well. You see, my son's a slob. It's about like my wife. Don't tell her I said that. For my daughter, I've made several projects for her too. And she's a slob as well. This is one of the first CNC projects I did. I put a little moon on one side and her name. I painted the inside of the letters and then ran it through the planer. That turned out pretty cool. I think I'm going to redo that one in hardwood instead of the MDF like that is. Back here, that was a Superman symbol I'm a big Superman fan. I love Superman. I can't wait for the Superman and Batman, or Batman versus Superman. But since her name starts with S, as in Sierra, I recreated the Superman symbol using the S. So it serves two purposes. And of course I had to make it pink because she's a girl. There was one of my first projects as well, the Fulton clock. That's the one I redid from high school, or middle school. And I have a video on that as well. And the other one that I did in middle school, sorry, drawing a mind blank. It's kind of odd holding the camera and everything else. The one I did in middle school is in my son's room. So they both have those. I'll turn off all these lights. Just a few projects that I've done. I hope you enjoyed. Nothing spectacular, I don't think, but you know, a beginning for sure. And you know, more or less I wanted to invite you into my home because that's what I've been doing for the last year. I've been inviting you to the garage, and now I'm inviting you into my home. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you next time, and thank you for watching.